If you are thinking about becoming a certified sleep consultant, you need to understand these 7 things before you jump into a certification program. So this video is for you if you have been on the fence about becoming a sleep consultant, or maybe it just popped up in your newsfeed and you were like, I don't know, maybe this sounds interesting, or it sounds like something I could possibly do. But you're questioning, is this a real career? Is this something I could actually make money doing? Can I do this while I'm still working? If you have all of these different questions popping up in your head, this video is perfect for you because I'm going to break it all down and help you understand what to actually expect and if this is right for you. I am Marli, the owner of the Cradle Coach Academy and the Cradle Coach. We have worked with thousands of families and we have certified over 600 sleep consultants. So understanding that, let's go ahead and jump in. So first, let's talk through what it actually looks like as a career and as a business. Number 1, what do sleep consultants actually do with families and clients? Like, what does the work actually look like? So typically our work is 100% virtual. You're going to be working with families from your phone, from your computer. You will do Zoom calls, text messages, if that's what you choose to do for communication, or emails. And basically what happens is a family will come to you and say that they are struggling with sleep with their baby or their toddler and they are looking for sleep support. You will then understand what their exact situation is, what they have tried, what has been going on for the last couple of weeks, what their child is currently doing with sleep, and you will create a plan for them based on the information that you have and obviously based on your training so that they can start to get better sleep. That plan is going to walk them through exactly what to do step by step to be able to get their child sleeping better, and then you're going to actually support them through that process. And so as I mentioned, it's mostly via phone. So you will likely do like a Zoom call with them to walk through the plan with them. And then from there, you will support them via text message or email and be like that person that they can lean on as they're implementing this plan so that they are not questioning what they're doing. They're not, spinning their wheels, trying a bunch of different things and trying to figure out how to make this work. Instead, they have you to come to, and you are there to guide them and help them through the entire process. So number 2, who tends to be well suited to this type of work? The biggest thing is you need to be passionate about helping other families. If you're not passionate about this, if you're like, I don't really care if, a mom has a good experience as a mom or if they are getting sleep or not, probably this isn't for you, and that's okay. You need to actually care about wanting them to improve their lives, about wanting to help babies and toddlers have better, healthier lives, and in general, helping moms, because it's mostly moms that we work with having a little bit less stress in their parenting journey and having somebody to lean on that's going to support them through everything that they need. A lot of times we see that doulas, nannies, childcare providers, nurses, doctors even tend to do really well with this work, but you don't have to have any sort of background like that in order to do this. A lot of our best students are simply moms who went through the experience themselves of sleep training, or they worked with a sleep consultant themselves, and now they're ready to help other families experience the same life-changing experience that comes with all of a sudden getting better sleep. And so you don't have to have any sort of background in order to do this. You just need to really care about it and be excited about helping families through the process. So what does this work look like on a day-to-day basis? I kind of already answered this with the first one, but basically you're going to be providing ongoing support through text message and email. You're going to be answering whenever you have time to answer. So it's not like you're tied to a specific schedule or anything like that. You can fit this in around other things that you're doing. It doesn't have to be like setting aside 8 hours a day to do this work. It's really just like intermittent support that you're providing. And you can be, a full-time stay-at-home mom that is doing this on the side, or you can decide that you want this to be a full-time gig where your kids are in daycare and you're doing this full-time. It really just depends on what your income goals are. So before we keep going, if you are interested in learning more about this and seeing if it's a great fit for you, I would love to have you join our free school community where we break down income possibilities, we have graduate stories, we have trainings, all kinds of stuff that is a great resource for you. The link is in our description below for you to join us there. All right, so next let's talk about the business and the income possibilities, because this part is super important. If you're getting into this, you're most likely not getting into it as a hobby. even though a lot of people who do this are like, it doesn't feel like work and I absolutely love it, you still want to make money doing this. You want this to be an actual business, right? So number one, how can sleep consulting fit into a part-time schedule? And you probably understand this a little bit from what I talked about in the first point, but it is extremely flexible. Like, you can reply whenever it makes sense for you to reply. You can be feeding your kids lunch and then really quickly answering a message. You can be doing your daily life and doing the things that you need to do in your daily life while still fitting this in around it. So you really don't have to work a lot of hours on a weekly basis in order to support quite a few families. And if you want to grow this into a full-time business, which is also a possibility, then it really just comes down to working with more families, or even a lot of our graduates have hired a team where they have multiple members on their team that are supporting a lot of different families at one time. You could eventually get into a position where you have passive income, so you have courses or guides that you create once and then you sell them on repeat, because you're able to sell them indefinitely and have as many, families going through those at one time without you dedicating extra time to them. So it is absolutely possible to turn this into either a very part-time thing, or you can turn it into a very full-time thing, whatever works best for you and your personal income goals. The biggest thing that is going to influence your income potential is simply either how much time you have to dedicate to the business, or how much time you have to dedicate to building more of those passive income sources that I just talked about. And so really the income potential is huge, just depending on what you want to do and what your time looks like as far as what you want to dedicate to this business. Most of our students start this business while they are still working full-time in a corporate job or nursing or teaching, and they build this business around their existing career, and then they end up going full-time in this business or leaving their day job because they're able to make enough with their business that they no longer need that day job, and they're able to work part-time in this business while still getting to live their actual life. Which is one of the most enticing things about this business specifically. And as I mentioned in the last point, we do have a free income calculator in our school community. So if you want to play around with that and see what that looks like, make sure to join us there, and you can get instant access to that and check out all of those numbers and see what that would look like for you. Okay, so let's jump into the third category. What do you actually need to succeed in this business? So first, there are some really core skills that you need beyond just having the knowledge about baby and toddler sleep. Of course, you have to know how to actually help people. You have to have the information and the knowledge, which is everything we teach you inside our program. But beyond that, you also need to have a couple of skills that are going to help you really succeed in this business. Number one, any business that you start is going to require you to be resilient. You are going to need to understand that businesses take work. They take your commitment and your ability to stay focused and be able to be willing to put yourself out there and do the things that you need to do to grow a business. And we teach you all of that, but you still have to go out and do it, right? So you need the skill of being willing to say, this is going to take some work, but I am okay with that. And I am going to do the things that I need to do to grow my business. I'm going to have a clear plan through the Cradle Coach Academy, and I'm willing to follow that plan and do the things that I'm told to do so that I can grow this business into a successful and profitable business that is going to work for me and my family. You also need to have people skills, and this can come from a variety of backgrounds. As I've already mentioned, teachers are fantastic in this, nurses, nannies, really any sort of background that is people facing, where you are used to interacting with people on a regular basis, or you are comfortable with learning how to develop more of those people facing skills. That is going to be super important for this business. This business is a relationship business. You are going to be building really strong relationships with the families that you work with, and you're going to be building strong relationships with them before they even hire you, which is what is going to lead them to trust you and want to work with you and want to hire you. So people-facing skills are incredibly important, and as I already mentioned, resiliency as well. Now, what should certification actually prepare you to do? It really and truly is going to teach you everything from start to finish. You need to fully understand the ins and outs of baby and toddler sleep science so that you know why things are happening and you can better and more effectively explain those things to parents. Because naturally, whenever we are learning something new or we are implementing something, it is really important for us to understand why we're doing it in order to be bought into the changes that we're having to implement. And so for a parent who is now learning how to implement independent sleep, they need to understand why they're doing what they're doing and why this is important. And if you don't have that basic understanding of sleep science and the research behind all of this, then you're not going to be able to effectively explain that to them and help them understand why they need to know what they need to know. You also need to know, obviously, how to help these families. So the understanding of, scheduling and routines and night weaning and methods and approaches and all of these important pieces are necessary for you to know to be able to actually create an effective plan that is going to get the families that you work with the results that they're coming to you for. And then lastly, the business piece is incredibly important and is skipped so often because a lot of times women just get into this and they're like, well, once I get certified, people will find me and they'll hire me and it'll all just work out. And that's a wonderful thought, but it's also not reality. You need to know how to build a sustainable long-term business that is actually going to be profitable and is going to get you where you want to be income-wise. And so this part is something that we really focus on heavily, and we help you build a sustainable business from day one so that you're not questioning what you need to do or how you need to do it, but you actually have a proven plan to follow so that as soon as you graduate, you're hitting the ground running, you're making money, you're earning back your investment incredibly fast. Many of our students earn back their investment in just a month or two, whereas we have students that come to us all the time from other programs where they feel completely lost. They've been trying for 6 months, they still haven't figured it out, and then they join us and get going really quickly. Molly is a perfect example of that. You can see her message to me right here. She went to another program first, didn't get what she needed from a business perspective or from an experience perspective, came to us, we helped her get double certified, and then we helped her on her business journey. She ended up earning back her full investment in both programs in just over 100 days and has gone on to build a very thriving business that is continuing to do amazingly well to this day. One more thing before we go, and I just alluded to it with Molly, is that you need to have experience before you graduate. And this is something that is incredibly important to us and that we have built into our program. You are going to be required to work with 5 families before we will certify you and before we will tell you that you are a certified sleep consultant. You would not want to go to a pediatrician who went through medical school but didn't actually go to residency and therefore did not have the actual practice that they needed to know what they were doing with real families and were just relying on book knowledge. It's the same thing with a sleep consultant. We don't want you out there practicing on paying clients. We want you to practice before you graduate so that you feel confident and are actually fully capable of helping real families in real life. So we require that you work with 5 families before you ever graduate so that you walk away fully confident and are ready to go out there, hit the ground running, and start making money quickly, which is, again, what we teach you to do. So as a quick recap, the 7 considerations. Number 1, what would you actually be doing on a daily basis? Who tends to be well suited to this work? How does this fit into a part-time schedule? What can it look like to grow this into a full-time business? What factors influence your income potential and your success? What skills matter beyond simply knowing about baby sleep? And what certification should actually prepare you to be able to do when it comes to sleep knowledge and science, and also to the business side of things? If you are seriously considering becoming a sleep consultant, again, I want you to join our free school community. The link is in the description. But I also want to recommend that you go watch our video on what to look for in a sleep consultant certification program. I will link that video right below so that you can go watch that next. Make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any updates from us, and I will see you back here for our next video next week.